Let's see. Who wants to do recap today?
Nope.
He
That
said
it?
nope.
That it?
I think Ferret needs the hero points, so let him do it.
Summary. Alright, so last session we interrogated two people that wanted to have a friendly conversation with Oliver. Turns out, not a very friendly conversation. Wanted to bash him over the head, bring him to a warehouse. We learned where that warehouse is, and we also found out that our friend, the employer from season 1, he's probably dead in the arson attack.
Roasted.
Shucks.
Oh, gee, golly gee
shucks.
willikers.
Let's see here. Past that, we did a bit more investigating. We went to the farm of I forgot his name, but it's the person who's letting Cumaenos stay in like a small camp nearby for free, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that was Chayton Sunridge.
Yeah. Chayton Sunridge. Did a bit of looking around there because the seals were weakening. We found out, yep, those seals are fucking weakening. Oh yeah, I also fixed up his car a bit, so a thumbs up from me for being a cool person. Thank you,
Okay,
me.
I'm patting himself on his back.
Let's see here. After a bit of investigating around, we went to look around where Cumaenos was staying. We found out that yep, there is definitely someone that rooted around a bit. We weren't able to find any surveillance devices, so we planted one of our own. We'll see how that works out later. Oh yeah, and got a bit of information from a crow, which
Raven.
Raven, yeah, Raven. Sorry. Which confirmed our suspicion that someone was snooping around. I can't remember if the Raven said that he saw Quint.
He did.
Dog
He
man,
said
yes.
that it said it looked like a weird bark.
Bark, yeah.
Yeah. So as far as we're aware, the suspicion is that Quint was around here. Then we went to look at a graveyard nearby. Thought, oh hey, wait a minute. That's a fucking ritual thing. And then not 5 minutes later, the zombies rose.
Yeah, good recap.
They did the monster.
I'm clapping.
It's time to do the monster mash.
Monster
yeah.
mashing.
Oh yeah, hey guys, is it just me or is there just a Raven on stream right now?
Oh,
Yeah.
There could be.
oh my gosh.
My DM yap is a Raven now.
Like,
Could be.
Hell, I can't believe that Nate is gonna have to translate what the DM is saying for now.
Turns out. Not gonna lie.
Anyway, you all get shiny hero point now. Yeah.
yeah.
Nice.
Kurt gets 2. Yeah. I'm not gonna do that the entire time. But forgive me if
Why
I drop
not?
into
The bit.
Forgive me if I drop into it a little bit.
I can't help but laugh whenever you do it. It's too funny.
Anyway, so for the moment, I'm gonna unpause, and I'll give you guys a couple of seconds to reposition yourselves.
I would like to be in the center, whatever that looks like.
You're climbing on top of a statue, yes.
I want
You're
to be
riding
in
the
the
statue.
middle. Why not?
You jump on the statue, I think.
Yeah, it's not that big. I mean,
You wanna ride horseback with him?
Yeah, I think there's enough space for you to get up on there, if you want to.
You'll never be hit from up there.
Up there.
All right,
Do you want me to stand on this side?
Form of
I'll stand on this side.
well, you got a friend.
Friend.
Sorry, I have to reload for a second because he's not letting me do my controls.
Mhm.
Oh,
No,
no.
not her.
DM controls fail.
Oh, yeah, so
No.
stressing. I mean, I'm legally allowed to post this.
Wait, what? What are you doing?
Posting
dropping a
something,
nuke.
apparently.
Oh, that.
Whack.
Actually, that's not really the noise ravens make. They make more of like a rah
They caw.
noise. Well,
They caw.
it's a very rough caw.
Yes.
It's a call to Wa.
Thank you,
Aw.
Mr. Soundboard. I heard that. Everyone did, to be fair.
A koa. Is that what it is? Koa.
Oh,
A call.
Qual Toms.
okay, so let's see here. Is it not? Okay, go dark.
I am the storm that is approaching.
Welcome
Okay,
to the
that's
bone
weird.
zone.
Hang on.
Hey, who broke that gate?
I didn't do it. Can't prove it.
Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna go without the lighting, whatever. It's fine. It was working perfectly fine before.
Yeah, it was dark
Let
as
me
a
tell you.
bitch.
Yep.
Let me tell
It
you,
was
it's
in
fine,
fact
but it's not
dark.
really fine.
Alright, so go ahead and roll initiative, please, and I will roll for these guys.
Is there any chance I can roll occultism for religion? For initiative?
Like, what are you doing specifically that would warrant?
I
rolling
was
occultism?
identified. I was the person
Oh.
who identified the ritual thing through occultism before
You
the
have-
zombie spawned.
You have not reached this point in Crypt of the Necrodancer.
No, I have not.
I'm not saying anything, I'm just saying. I don't think
I
you've
You,
heard
you
this before.
explicitly said that you did not reach. What do you mean? You said that. You said
Yes.
everything.
I mean, she knows. She knows this.
I have been listening to the soundtrack, but I don't know what this one's for, so no spoilers. please.
I have said enough. I'm going
Yeah.
to sit here with a big
Good.
grin on my face, and that will be
Get you
enough.
done.
So yeah, can I roll occultism for initiative since right before the fight started I identified the ritual thing that was amplifying the
Yeah, go ahead. I'll allow it.
I would like to actually make. I would like to actually make the argument that I should roll a veil in this instance, considering I can feel them crawling up through the ground, coming to maul us.
Yeah, I will allow that. Sure.
Nice.
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 So have you all rolled your initiative?
some reason mine got
It was
rolled
relevant. I beat them by 1.
twice. I don't know why mine got rolled twice. 25 and a 23.
Hang on, I think I can adjust it. Hang on.
Yay, +2.
Yeah, I'll let you use whichever one's higher. Yeah. Okay. So y'all, where you want to be right now?
Not in the graveyard, we guess.
Trying to figure out what kind of shape this is.
I haven't put myself on the map, so let's change that. I mean,
You are on the map.
You are on the map.
where?
Yeah, you're right
Oh,
here.
I am.
You're
I am.
right.
I am. I'm fine. I'm good.
Yeah, you're fine.
I
Okay.
just glazed over my own token, I guess.
You don't know where you are.
I just want to
Stop.
be in the
Stop.
center of where everybody else is. That's my
Stop
only
making the game
request.
so real, please.
Alright, so
Real.
one thing I will preface this with, even though you haven't identified it yet, but At the beginning of all of your turns, you will have to make a performance check.
Ah, flat
We're
check
dancing.
thingy, let's go.
Yeah. So, yeah, you are all going to have to make a performance check at the very beginning of your turn. So, just remember that.
Performance.
Yeah, it'll be a performance check.
You're funny.
Alright. And let's get this started.
Hello.
Performance check, please.
This is gonna be funny.
Yeah, I know you're
Look
all
at
bad
this
at it.
good old +1.
Yeah, boy.
13. Calm. That is a failure. Alright, so you are flat-footed until the start of your next turn.
Yes.
2 left feet, what the hell?
Oh my god.
My arms are moving weird.
Yeah, Doc, so the minute you try to do something, you feel a weird disturbance that kind of throws you off and disrupts your movements. And yeah, you're flat-footed.
This is weird. I hate it. Anyways, I will devise this lad zombie right here.
Okay.
Or, you know, I'll attempt to.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh,
That's good.
Ooh.
okay, critical hit.
Bless you, Jesus.
That's a critical hit, so...
Excuse me.
Bless you,
Hmm.
Jesus.
Jesus.
What about the recall knowledge?
True.
Yeah, go ahead
Alright,
and roll
Phoe.
that. Mm-hmm.
Am I able to use this recall knowledge to recall knowledge? The effect for the
Actually,
battlefield.
yes, you can. So that
shall
would
it be?
be... I think an occult. Yeah, occult, please.
Well, what? That's
That
low.
is not enough, unfortunately.
I'm tempted to hero point that, but I'm not. I can do it next turn. Okay. Anyways. If it's a crit, I feel like spell striking this.
You can, if you want.
Yeah.
It is usable with Spell Strike.
The only thing I wonder is Gouging Claw or Chill Touch? Probably Gouging Claw since that also does crit. So I'll do that.
Alright, go ahead.
I'll Gouging Claw this attack. So remind me, does that do I roll my normal attack damage and this?
Oh yeah, so you roll 2 separate things for each. So your normal attack damage and the spell damage.
And remember that they're both crits.
Hard to roll a crit when it doesn't let me give me the option to on Gouging Claw, but you know.
Oh, also, I forgot that Gouging Claw gave a persistent bleed.
Okay, so... You're attacking this one, right?
Yes.
And slashing? And piercing, okay.
I'm shooting it, so it's piercing.
Oh,
Well, Gouging Claw can be slashing or piercing.
yes, gouging claw.
Oh,
can be
yeah.
slashing, piercing.
Oh yeah, Gouging Claw, yeah, it did slashing.
So, the spell, when you use it, you notice that it's not very effective.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So, these are both crits, right? Okay.
Yes.
So, I'll deal the...
Or shouldn't be.
Half, okay.
First roll's a crit. The second one didn't give me option to roll crit.
So this one's already crit, crit, okay.
Yes.
Why is it not showing health bars? 1 second. It always does that. I'm sorry.
Everything breaking.
No, because I always forget.
Ah,
Now
gotcha.
you can see the health bar.
Good hit.
And then 24, so
King.
I guess my luck carried over from last session. Yay.
Now here's the question: does zombie blood
Do zombie bleed?
These aren't fresh, no. So like,
Okay.
yeah, when you see them crawling out of the graves, they're kind of old. Some of them are even skeletons, so no, they don't bleed. So yeah,
Shoot in the head and it recoils.
yeah, it stumbles slightly and moans at you. But you notice that it does not take a lot of damage from slashing attacks.
Huh.
Mhm.
Gotcha. Okay.
And to
And,
look at the axe fighter.
And I'm fairly sure that all my. I'm fairly
They
sure
still
doing
have
the
an
spell
action.
strike and stuff was all. Oh wait, one more action.
Yeah, because the device was free. Spell strike is 2 actions.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. So I'll do another occult.
Okay. Not enough.
And also, okay. It doesn't want me to figure out this ability then. Well, I will end my turn.
Alright.
Oh yeah, whoever attacks it gets a +1 to it.
No, wait. Isn't it flat-footed to a one person?
It's flat-footed to one person, yeah. So you designate somebody to get a flat-footed bonus against it, but only
Well, I
that
crit the
target.
device. I crit the device, so
Oh,
I can,
yeah, yeah.
everyone else gets a +1
No,
to this.
that's if you crit the recall knowledge.
Oh, crit recall
Yeah.
knowledge. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, so you can designate somebody to have a flat-footed advantage against it.
All right then.
Yeah. I highly suggest either the fighter or the rogue.
I
Probably
am
the
also
rogue, since
going
he's
to put
closest
my
to it.
vote on either the fighter or the rogue.
The rogue's
mean-
close to it.
You can also give flat-footed bonus to Cumaenos since he does pretty well against undead, but I think that's reflex saves, not really attack rolls.
Yeah.
Unless he uses divine lands, in which case that is an attack roll.
Yeah,
true.
true. I'll give it to Cumaenos.
Cumaenos has a choice to make,
Yeah.
and like if I want to hit it, I have to attack.
Yeah.
I would honestly say it
I'll
would be better on somebody else because they're always going to be swinging. I have
Yeah.
other things I can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give it to Ashley. Since Ashley's close to it.
Cool.
Alright. So, Nate, so remember when if you attack this one over here,
Mhm.
it has, it's flat-footed to you. So just remember that. Remember to kick that
Cool.
option. Alright, so. It is this zombie's turn. What will it do? Mhm. Oh, okay. You notice that it gets a sudden burst of speed.
Oh,
What?
look at this dude. Sonic zombie. Hey, what the fuck? What the fuck?
What the
What the hell?
It's so fast.
Yeah, it'll attack you.
You're approaching me.
hell? Oh,
Ho, ho, ho.
Whack.
Ah!
that's not ideal at all.
Oh no, already!
That is a first roll natural 20. I am scared.
Not too bad.
Mhm.
Ash,
Can we
the
please play? Let's just play Pathfinder 1, so it has to confirm the
I'll
crit.
take the damage.
Alright, Ash, so you see it not really shamble up to you, it kinda. It looks like it's moving to some sort of beat, and then it swings its sword at you. And, that is 16 damage?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
So, yeah,
Alright,
it swings.
I already taken it.
Oh, okay, hang on.
He already took it.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, it swings at you with a rusty sword, so you're not doing too hot. It hurts.
Ooh,
And that will be its turn.
I'm gonna be fucking tetanus after this.
Who the fuck buries people with swords?
warriors.
Most of our ancestors seem to have been doing so.
This was erected
Why
in
do you know
like
that?
30 years ago.
Probably more.
Are you a generic white person, sir?
He's red.
I'm red. First action, I'm going to
Okay.
gonna
Oh,
try to
performance check,
overdrive.
please.
Oh yes, the performance check. I knew that was something I had to do.
Luckily, you're good at least.
Yeah,
Does this count under virtuosic performer everything?
yeah, I'd say so. Aw, does that make it? It does. Alright, so you're fine. You can stride normally. You're not affected.
Just a bit of like a rhythmic something. I don't fucking know.
Yeah,
Overdrive.
Oh,
That's a fail.
Is it?
Is it though?
Is it really?
is it really? There you go.
There you go.
We're off to a good start. We're using our hero points really quick this time.
Yeah, crew. So, after observing the zombie move for a little bit, you're able to kind of almost pick up on a beat, and you're not impeded in any way.
That was a lot.
Crew's just yeah. Here's the beat. Second action. I think I'd rather take out. I know that it's flat-footed to Ash. I'd rather just take out this zombie before it's a problem, and by problem I mean before it can do anything.
Good idea.
Alright.
I approve.
Yes.
Pew pew.
So this is.
Oh.
Alright, yes.
Just a Resident Evil headshot.
Yep, Resident Evil headshot. The head explodes and collapses to the ground in a lifeless heap.
And last action, command mate, who goes over to here and will strike. Should have overdrive correct on mate.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I think it should be one more damage.
Yeah, so it's 16 then.
Yep. Bludgeoning if it matters.
I think it's Oh, I misread that. So yeah, no. So DG, when you attacked it, you should have done like normal damage, or actually extra damage. So never mind. It's a slashing
Funny.
weakness, not resistance.
Ooh.
Zombies are weak to slashing.
So basically,
Skellies are weak to crushing.
so if that's the case, it probably would have been dead from the attack, right?
Yeah.
Is there any chance that this husk zombie could instead take my shoot gun?
Yeah, you know what? I'll allow it this time, just this once. Because yeah, DG would have killed it. There we go.
Alright.
Alright.
And with that,
For my turn, I will begin by Bloss. I will then place a 5-foot emanation upon myself, of which I can expand with an action, should I choose to
Whoa.
do so.
Godly.
Bloss.
Nice.
what's up?
And then from there, I will use my remaining action to cast Shield. Oh wait, that's also concentrate. I think they're both. I don't think I can do both.
Well, yeah,
Never
you can. I think you can.
Can I? Is that a thing in this one?
Shield isn't sustain.
Well, they both
Yeah.
have the concentration tag.
So the
That's
concentration.
just because it. That That just means it like takes concentration. So
Like,
you
okay,
can't
so-
like do it while distracted.
Yeah, so the way the concentration tag works in Pathfinder is there's certain things where you cannot use anything that's concentration. So, for example, Barbarian Rage, you cannot use anything that requires
Okay,
concentration.
I get that. That makes
Whereas,
sense. I get you.
Whereas, like, with casters, I think you can have almost as many as you want with the concentrate thing up. You also can't use any concentration trait spells if you have, I think, Stupefied.
I think it's a flat check if you have stupefied.
Yeah, I think it's a flat check, but yeah. So the concentration trait is very different in Pathfinder.
Not as fair.
Yeah.
No, it's just that anytime you attempt to cast a spell while stupefied, it's DC 5 plus your stupefied value.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yes. In that case, my plan remains as established. I will cast Bliss and cast a shield, and then I will end my turn.
Excellent. All right.
No pot of greed.
I cannot draw 3 additional cards from my deck. Shit.
All right. Who's next? Oh yeah, Skeleton's turn. All right. This guy over here is gonna start wandering over.
Look at this dude.
Who buries skeletons from swords and shields?
Hey, warrior's burial, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Full attack crew.
What the fuck?
Smacky, smacky. Actually, it'll scratch you. Hiya!
Whoop. The zombie virus.
And we'll do.
Ow.
And we'll do one more attack. That is a miss, and that is its turn. And crew, it's right up in your face. It smells very musky and earthy.
Right.
Crew as a reaction plugs his nose. He has a free hand, so
Let us use myself at more of a disadvantage in rage.
Handicap yourself even more.
Mm-hmm. And I think I'll choose negative spiritual damage.
Negative? Alright. Wait, are you sure you want negative?
That might be the thing that gives them the juice.
Yeah.
Positive, right? Would be positive.
It would be positive.
Positive energy deals damage to undead.
You want positive, yeah.
Okay.
And if you want to make the fight harder, you can heal them. I'm not going to stop you.
Ash's betrayal arc.
And we will use our dagger. 20. 15.
Nice 20.
So you're attacking the one in front of you? Hang on.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't run my performance check. Forgot
Yeah,
that.
performance check, please.
Oh, I didn't do that either. That's my bad. Hang on. Let me do that
yeah,
retroactively. I
just
apologize.
do those real quick.
They do matter.
Performance. Duncan flat check.
Oh Jesus!
Okay, how bad
I don't need
was
my
that?
dexterity anyway.
Both flat-footed, I guess.
Yeah, you're both flat-footed, but it is not a crit fail. So you are okay.
I don't think the flat-footed really affects me all that much. I don't have dexterity for it to matter anyway.
I mean, it affects your AC.
Yeah, it just affects your AC.
I don't have a dex mod to my AC anyway.
Oh, so you're fine.
I don't
then.
care.
Yeah, it
No
doesn't
wonder
matter.
you kept getting crit. God damn.
I don't put myself in melee.
Looks at this champion right next to you.
I simply wouldn't have gotten hit. That's a skill issue.
Skill issue. Alright, Ash, yeah, you slice into the zombie in front of you. You seem to be a little more effective at hacking into it.
I smack it
Cool.
again.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, nice. That is 15 damage.
I do think the bless is applying automatically.
I think it is.
Pretty sure.
Let me
It
check.
is.
Yes,
Yeah,
it is.
bless
It's
is-
in there.
Yeah.
It's in the roll. +1 bless.
We love +1s.
Right, zombie is collapsed.
Great.
Sorry, I need to reload this. 1 second.
Rusty short sword. In this one.
Sorry, 1 second. I need to reload this. Why is it frozen? No.
Maybe too many effects.
I don't think so. Let me close some stuff. Oh, okay, hang on. Alright, I'm gonna have to. Sorry, this is scuffed today. Why?
It's alright. This is where we thrive.
Love
okay.
stuff.
Now it's fine. Now it's
No, also for the record, as we're waiting for that to get fixed, I do not actually see the map. I just see a great background.
Wait,
You
what?
don't see the map?
Oh, you don't see the map?
No.
no.
I'll screenshot it if you want. Give me a second.
Have you tried reloading?
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah, it might be.
Oh my gosh.
I was one of the first people in here.
Oh
That's probably a reload,
Maybe
yeah.
a second reload.
no.
I'll
Hang on.
load it again.
I'm gonna-
This is what I got.
No.
Look at this dude's fighting in darkness.
He's blind.
Absolute
The mask has no
darkness.
eye holes.
I knew you couldn't see for that thing.
True immersion.
Just very precise hearing.
Mhm.
I can sense you.
Oh yeah, that looks really weird.
This guy is Matt Murdock.
It does indeed look really weird.
A little bit. There's the reason why I was climbing on the statue. I couldn't see it.
I'm gonna stand on the middle. Yes, the statue.
I refresh did not help.
It
No,
did not.
no.
That is
Aw.
weird.
This man is peering into the veil truly.
That's
You
what
right.
it looks like.
This is just the ethereal plane.
Mhm.
I don't know. It might be the map. I'm not sure, but anyway, let's see. I will continue this. So,
Yo.
Zombie over here is gonna move now.
Can see the enemy, and that's all that matters.
I don't need to move. I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna spot out easily.
Alright, this one's gonna do the same as the last zombie did.
Oh no.
How polite. He moved right where I wanted him to be.
And then it will attack. Who should I attack? Let's see. Actually, you know what? It's a zombie. It can't think. I'll just do random.
Yay!
Roll a d3.
Who looks the
Yeah,
tastiest?
I'm gonna roll a d3.
That's the fun way to do it.
So, 1, 2, 3. Holy bear.
Yep.
That's a person.
Sorry,
Rage
Ash.
and flat-footed.
It's all my negative emotions. Very
It's probably
attractive.
gonna hurt.
We'll slash at you.
I dodge.
RP dodge.
You gonna
So
use
close.
nimble dodge?
Well, it missed.
I don't
Oh,
think
yeah.
it'll help you.
It
think
wouldn't help at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't help you.
Well, hold on. Wait a minute. Yeah, it wouldn't help at all.
Yeah.
Oh, look, say.
That's 12 damage to you.
Thank you. Thank you very
Wait, what the
much.
fuck? Why these zombies got sneak attack?
Oh yeah, they.
They do. They
They
do,
do.
normally.
Really?
And that'll be its turn.
That's the thing they have.
Just casual undead sneak attack. Okay. I see how it is. Fair enough.
Yup.
Yeah. Well, the zombie made things very easy for me in some way because I'm just
Wait,
gonna attack it while it's right here. Like,
Oh,
I'm gonna
performance.
power.
check.
Yeah, performance check, please.
Yeah, about that. I'm not trained, obviously, but I have decent charisma, which is something.
Where's what matters?
Performance. There we go.
23.
Ooh,
Oh,
Look
okay.
at this shit.
styling.
All right, Duncan. So you managed to pick up on whatever invisible magical beat is resonating in the air, and with a crit success, you managed to use it to your advantage. So you get a 5-foot status bonus to your movement, and you deal an extra 1d6 damage on your next attack.
Well,
Woo!
I will use one action to get into my stance, because I can do that still. So, right there. You roll for diplomacy.
Ooh,
There you go.
Success.
Is that a crit, maybe? I don't know what a regular success would have been.
DC's 19, so no.
Okay.
Eh.
You would say a result critical success if it was a crit.
It's fine. I have succeeded, so I get a +1 circumstance, a status bonus to attack rolls and saves against mental effects.
Oh.
And now I'm going to power attack the zombie next to me.
Yes. Nuke it.
I will.
Plus gives a status bonus too, right? Yeah, it does. So you don't get an additional +1 to the attack, unfortunately.
What gives the status bonus, right?
You get a movement.
Plus. No, because the stance
don't
and
get
the
a s-
bless
I-
will give a +1 status to attack rolls.
I don't get a status bonus to attack rolls from anything else, I don't think.
Old
Bless.
Bless does, I think.
Yeah.
Plus.
Cumaenos cast
Anyway,
bless, and that
I
gives
will
that.
power attack that zombie now. So, yeah, okay. Let's do that.
Oh, nice. Wait, is that a crit?
I don't know. Is it?
He didn't target, so we can't
Yeah, that's a crit.
It is
Ooh.
so dead.
Yeah.
Absolutely destroyed.
tell. I don't think it's gonna survive this.
Oh god!
If it does,
Survive.
you get extra damage.
Yeah, no, I don't think you even need the extra damage. Actually, no, yeah, you
Well,
do. Hang on, so one.
I get a D6.
Yeah.
Which
You also
gets
roll a
doubled,
6
so
on.
Nice.
That's 60 damage.
Happen.
Oh my god, what?
He played so much crypt for the necrodancer.
So that's.
I think you be
that's
54.
54.
Crit of the Necrodancer.
Crit.
No,
Yes.
because the D6 would be double 2, right?
Yeah.
'Cause it was a crit.
So that's 60
So-
damage. Holy shit.
Let's go.
Not to mention weakness because it's slashing.
It has a weakness, yes.
Yeah.
How much
holy
damage
shit.
is that?
That's
65.
65.
5.
Oh my god.
It's dust. It's dust now.
Yeah, so,
Atoms.
Duncan. Like, with that extra surge that you get, you swing your axe into the zombie and you just bisect it and it crumbles into dust in one hit.
Duncan's just that good.
Alright.
Christ.
Anything else you'd like to do for your turn?
I mean, I wouldn't mind doing it again, but no, my turn is done.
Alright.
You have one more action, but no.
No, because he got into stance.
Oh yeah, right.
And stance and then power attack. Alright.
Yes.
Zombie. Zombie.
Kevington.
And it will attack Duncan.
I see a lot of
It
pumpkins
could
in
try.
Whoop. Okay, well.
It
That was a
tried
failure.
and failed.
It tried and failed. That's its turn.
Why does it subtract 2 from my AC?
Because you're flanked.
You're flanked.
Ah, no, I'm not. Everything's dead.
That
Oh wait,
requires
no,
skeleton.
it's the
Right
other one.
here.
It's the other one.
Yeah.
It's the other
Right.
one.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay, fine.
The Congo line that is forming around you.
The conga music is no longer playing, so I'm just not really sure how that's relevant.
Oh, I can,
Congo line.
I can change that right now.
Oh,
I
they changed
know.
to the Congo Mystic.
But I have made my dumb joke, and I will stand by it. Thank you very kindly.
This one. Will attack mate.
No!
It sees the orb shiny, and it will smash
Shiny
it.
orb. Don't smash the screen.
Ooh.
Oh. Only 6 damage. Oh, that was a bad roll.
Yeah, the other one hit me for like 12 HP. So what's up? What's up with that?
Alright, and that is, I think... No, it has one more. It'll attack one more time.
That was a sound effect.
And that's a miss, and that is its turn. One moment before you roll anything.
Ooh.
Oh, you can get rid of your flat-footed for now, but hang on.
Let me. I pressed one on X and I was looking at my shit.
4 more zombies appear. I was right.
Oh, cringe.
Let's see here.
They're coming.
Alright.
Well, they're all over here near me.
Okay,
Alright, you're
now,
melee, right?
now you may roll your performance check, Doc.
Okay, so I'll do that now. I'll totally not crit fail this.
You're right.
See, I told you I wouldn't crit fail it.
That's a fail, so you are flat-footed still.
Gotcha. Okay, so more zombies over here. That sucks. I guess the best thing to do is to try and shoot him again. Because that was very effective last time.
Don't
Mm-hmm.
forget your recall knowledge, please.
I should do that, yes. RK knowledge.
Okay. Occult. So you're trying to identify what's going on here. That is a success.
Post the full thing. I want to see it.
Okay, so. Doc, your experience with the esoteric is kind of informed. You recognize weird artifacts and weird magical artifacts fairly easily. And, you remember that orb that you found?
Yep.
Yeah, that seems to be the source of the strange aura that's encompassing everything. And I will show you what it does. So, there you go. So that's what it does. Then, with the success, so you can actually figure out how to disable it if you want to. Where is it? I swear I had it here. Where did I put it? Oh, okay.
Stab it with
yeah.
a knife.
So, there is a couple of ways that you can disable it, and I have it here somewhere. Okay. So you can disable it with an occultism check, or by dealing enough damage to the orb. So one of you has it. So who has the orb right now? Who's holding it?
I think it was Cumaenos. I think he was fucking with it.
Alright.
Drop it, you weeb.
And
That
then,
sounds like him.
so I can tell you the stats on the orb. So it's got 15 AC, it's got a hardness of 7 and 35 HP.
Not too bad.
Yeah.
I'm assuming being an object that's immune to crits.
It is immune to crits, yeah, it's got object immunities.
Nice.
How many actions would it take to try to disable it?
You're gonna have to roll occultism checks or roll attacks, so to disable it.
So one action?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm good at those.
I got this.
You can also do it too.
Yep.
Meanwhile, I can try clearing out some more of these zombies. Alright. So with that out of the way, I would like to do a little bit of funny devising. On this zombie over here in front of me.
Okie doke.
That's a hit. I can spell strike this again for the guaranteed slashing damage. Which is good. So I'll do it again. Which is normal damage, that was poor roll, and damage for that. Okay, that's a better roll.
And then that's an extra 5 damage, so that's 20.
So 26.
Oh, so 26? Oh, yeah, okay. That's against this one, right?
Yes.
Not bad, not bad. Are they not showing the HP?
The ones you spawned in don't show it.
I can't see it on the bottom two skeletal champions either.
Alright, you may continue your turn, or is there anything more that you like to do?
Yeah,
I'd say I like to move, but moving from here isn't really that good. So I like to be in the bless range.
Bless.
I also don't want crew to get flat-footed, so I think I'll just stay right here and take hits. But before I end my turn, I'm gonna do another pew-pew on the guy. That hits. For 10.
Wait, would it be map 5 or map 10 from because of the spell strike?
I don't know.
So
Huh? Oh, sorry. Trying to fix something.
is is Doc's multiple attack penalty because of the spell strike -5 or -10?
I'm not sure, but I'm just gonna count it as
Pretty sure spell strike is 2 attacks for purposes of map.
yeah.
Mm.
So that one wouldn't hit that time.
Okay, that's fine. I end there.
Okie doke.
Oh yeah, whoever attacks that one is flat-foot bonus, so well, whoever wants to attack it.
Alright, performance check please.
Oh, something I also forgot to ask. Does Mate have to make a performance check?
You know what? I didn't think of that. I'm going to say yes. It sounds weird, but yeah, no, Mate would have to make the performance check.
Does Mate benefit from my virtuosic perform for everything?
You know what? I'm actually not sure. I didn't think of that. I'm gonna say no, though.
Okay, I was hoping because it was a boon, maybe it would affect, but I wasn't holding out too much hope.
That, I think, is a success. Hang on. Yeah, that's a success. Mate actually makes the check.
Mate's acting just like a metronome,
Yeah.
keeping the beat. Alright, so for my first action, I'm going to try to disable with occultism.
Mhm.
Just roll occultism.
Yeah, roll a straight up occult roll.
I...
That is
Roll
not
three.
enough.
What about now?
Still not enough.
Actually,
Since Doc actually managed to identify it, your DC is 21.
On everyone.
Yeah,
21?
21 is what you need to roll.
I think I'm
never
gonna
making that.
I think I'm gonna save my fortune thing for if I succeed to get a crit success. Okay, that's my first action. For my second action, I'm going to just shoot the skeleton in front of me at point blank. So I hope he doesn't have AOP. Oh, I should mention that the gun has the concussive trait, so it counts as bludgeoning.
It counts as bludgeoning, yep. So, the skeleton right in front of you? Alright.
Yeah.
Let me see. Oh. So, Kurt, you notice that it actually doesn't do anything extra to this one.
Huh.
Oh shit, you're dead.
Not that one. That's a champion.
Yeah, normally, okay, so weaknesses to, undead, pretty much common knowledge, oh, certain ones are weak to slashing, certain ones are weak to bludgeoning. So, for some reason, bludgeoning is not working against this skeleton in particular.
It might be the buffs. They have hidden buffs.
Does it still does it have resistance to bludgeoning as well?
It does not.
No. Okay, because it took 4 instead of 9.
Wait, what?
Because the damage was automatically
yeah,
automatically put in as piercing. Not
yeah, it was automatically, so I'm just gonna have it do damage again.
Alright. And in the meantime, last action command Mate, who is going to Mate's just going to first action roll into this thing. Also, I got overdrive working properly, so that is the correct damage.
Alright.
Nice.
Damn, mate. Hey.
Oh, I didn't roll initiatives on these zombies. Heh, 1 second.
Oh. And
My bad.
They've just appeared.
last action mate goes over here for as a
Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay. Alright, whose turn is it now? Ash, it's your turn. Or no, wait, it's Cumaenos' turn.
yeah.
Yes.
There we go.
On my turn, I do done believe I will
Performance
begin
check,
by.
please.
Yes, that is important, isn't it? I will do that. I'm not a dancer.
Alright, yeah, so I think, yeah, because Doc identified it, so DC is 16 for the performance check. So that's a fail, you are still flat-footed.
Yep. It's fine. It's always been fine. I will then begin by doing a little bit of measuring right quick. Good.
Mmm.
Uh-oh.
Juicy.
Most of them.
He's
I-
doing something.
I believe I will, in fact, do one of these.
Oh,
Do a 3-action, 30-foot radius heal. Bang.
wow.
Jesus.
Oh my
like
God.
that animation.
That's
It's a lot of zombies that is hitting.
So,
Also, heal anyone amongst us that has taken damage, which I think is just Ash at this point.
just Ash!
Mhm. Hi.
I
Didn't Duncan take a hit?
think he
I
took,
know.
like, no.
He did not take a hit.
This man
Nice.
did not get hurt.
I dealt one though.
Yes.
How much damage
Bang.
does it do?
I'm healing.
Not enough.
Oh my god, okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
all of these guys...
They still have to roll fort saves.
Oh yeah, they have to
make
roll
a
4
save.
saves, okay.
Yes.
They have to roll Fortnite.
DC 20.
Let's see.
I can't believe that we're getting
Oh.
lights for our music fight.
Yeah, I'm the disco ball.
Disco.
Bless and heal. It's bright down here.
Is there any chance that the heal animation can be Alright, that's 3 fails and a success.
Yeah, so...
Pretty sure there's still more that can be affected by that.
Oh wait, no, yeah, there's still 2 more.
Yes, it is all but
yeah.
one of them that's in the effect.
Sorry, there's a lot that I have to
Skeleton
share.
damage.
4, 5,
Another
6.
fail.
There you
And
go.
another fail.
So all
Only
of them
one
fail
of them-
except for one, which is
Good.
this guy up here. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so how much damage is that? Like 2d8?
I rolled it for an 11, yes.
yeah. So I think these are all weak to positive. 1 second.
So,
Yeah,
what
so they're all weak to
16.
positive, so that's 16.
Good.
Don't underestimate the caster.
To all of them.
Except for one that takes 10.
That's true. I know it's a little sturdier than the rest, which is fine.
That one was a harlot.
I think you killed some.
killed one with that.
Notably, that is my full 3 actions as well.
Thank you
Why
for
did
the
one of the
heal.
champions take only
Mhm.
4 damage?
That's because this one died.
Oh,
Did
Mhm.
Alright, that's your turn? Yeah, you did
Yes.
you did a lot with
Mhm.
that one heal.
Bang.
Yeah, so Cumaenos, as you do that, you just see all but one of the undead within your range just kind of burn and smoke, and then a couple of them collapse. Did a lot of damage with that.
Good.
Alright.
Also, Ash did heal for the 11 as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ash, go ahead and heal yourself.
I healed
Yeah.
myself.
Good.
Yeah, good.
I've just been hit a lot. Doesn't look like it.
Right, so this one right here will quicken itself and then start moving. Oopsie, what did I do? Oh no. Okay, I'll get rid of that after.
A foot just appeared.
oh god, I heard of the crawling hand, but not the crawling foot.
It wants to hit me.
Well,
And I'll do one more, I think.
hit him again.
Yeah. Okay, that's its turn. Oh yeah, Duncan is still flanked.
Look at this dude.
I can attack in 2 directions, thank you very kindly.
Yeah, you can. But right now you're surrounded, so smack. Slash you. That's a hit.
Regrettably.
Only 5.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it is regrettably for them.
And then actually attack crew now for a second.
Why? You don't gotta.
Claw attack. Boop.
No.
I think it'll end its turn here.
More zombies.
Whoa.
This one will click on itself. And then
Oh my gosh.
yeah, it's a zombie rave right now. And we'll attack Doc.
Aha!
Actually, you know what? I think it'll actually try this time to make a grapple against you. So this will be
Oh,
an
no.
athletics check.
Oh,
Remember, mine is 5, so that's only a 12.
What's your fortitude say? Or your fortitude DC?
Is it just
It's
Well,
10 plus
it's
whatever
10
your
plus-
mod is.
okay? It's plus 9.
Yeah, so that it misses.
Oh,
Yours
even
fine.
mapless, that's a miss.
I think that'll be it for its turn. Alright, Ash, you're up.
okay. There's only one thing to use. And where the fuck did I put it?
Oh,
Alright.
is it time?
It's this one. That's gonna be. See, 1, 2. Is there a way I can like shift path, so like
Yeah.
I can make turns.
You can press
So,
spacebar.
just press spacebar. Also, make sure the hiker is not checked, because otherwise it'll factor in the difficult terrain.
Let me.
He's kind of already in the movement.
Yeah, I'm already in the movement.
10, 15, 20, 35, 45, 50. You're
Yeah.
currently at 50 feet.
I think
It's
you'll
up
get all of
60.
them. You're fine. You have 16 feet of movement.
60, 65.
I think he's fine, no matter where he goes.
1, 2. This one. There.
Zooming.
Yep. I should be able to get all of them.
Okay. So I think their AC is all the same. So just roll attacks against just one and make however many. So hang on.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Roll 6 attacks.
Yeah. So roll twice against the skeletal champions. Their AC is different, and then 4 against the zombies.
That one misses. Again, 29 is
Great.
crit for the second one.
Nice.
So one of the champions is dazzled.
And then 4 for these.
Yes.
Hit. That one's crit.
Oh my god!
Death.
Hit. And hit.
So all of them hit.
Except
Under
Except for
you.
the first. That one takes half.
Yeah. Alright, roll the damage. I'll just use the 1 damage roll for all of them. So roll 1 normal damage and then 1 crit damage, please.
Normal. 10.
Wait, isn't it?
and
Isn't it Horizon Thunder Sphere?
Yeah, isn't it 3d6 electricity for all of them?
Yeah, 3d6.
Alright, slash. R. 6.
I think I got it up here.
17.
No, hang on. It's up here. I can just
Okay.
get the damage.
Ooh, okay.
That is a lot more than 3d6.
There you go!
76. Oh, because it's a upgraded spell.
Yeah, it's upgraded.
Oh, right.
Yeah. That's about average, actually. So,
Mhm.
what was it? The crit's double damage, right? Hang on.
And dazzled. Double damage and dazzled.
Yes.
Alright.
I think they'll
So-
die before the.
I think most of these are gonna
Cancel.
die. So, let's see. Which ones were critical?
Critical was the second one right here, and the second one on the side.
This one.
This
and
one
this one.
and
Yeah.
this one? Okay.
Mhm.
This one's dead, I think. Yeah. You got it.
Mhm.
That one's also dead. And then normal damage for the rest of them.
Big
Oh,
damage.
I took the 25 damage.
Oops, sorry.
Nice.
Heal yourself, please.
And now he's stunned too.
I am the big stunned.
And then the rest of these, I think, are dazzled. Hang
Did any of the crit ones survive?
No,
No, they got
Okay.
murked.
Then yeah,
Did-
no one's dazzled. It's only dazzled on crit.
Oh yeah, hang on. Okay, so that's your turn then? Yeah, I guess it is.
yeah, that'll be it.
Alright, Duncan, your turn.
Ash did the Yumi.
Okay. Well, I'm no longer flanked, so this is honestly easy in a certain sense. I'm power attacking again. Nothing else. It should be one way to deal with the fact that this one doesn't care about slashing, so yeah, power attack. Let's do this. Oh, that's
Oof.
rough.
Me.
That's
It
rough.
is a miss.
Natural.
You
I'll
do have a hero.
re-roll it. I will. I'll use it.
Why not?
There you go. 20.
Better.
But
That
does
is-
it hit?
Yeah, it's a hit.
Good.
Go ahead and roll the damage.
I will. It is.
Oh, holy shit!
Power attack
attack
is
was
such a
a lot.
nice feature.
Power attack with a D12 weapon is insane.
Very good.
Yeah, you crush the skeleton into dust.
Seem rather effective at this.
Yeah. He's very good.
I try. I try. I try. I have had my moments, you might say.
And you still have an action.
Yeah, but like, what am I going to do with that? Well,
Roll a punch at the
you know,
orb?
Roll me a perception check, actually. This won't cost you anything.
okay. You people are like, if I figured out my magical orb was doing nasty shit, I wouldn't break it. It's probably going, cool. What can I do with this? Perception, which clearly can't just be in a normal place. No, that would be.
Utility.
I know where it is. It's to the left. I'm just saying. There we go.
Okay. You hear actual music coming from up here. The north.
Well,
There's something boogieing in there.
I didn't roll my performance check, by the way.
Yeah, go ahead and roll it now.
That
That's
should
a
be
success. You're fine.
enough. I'm just gonna stride north. Is everything difficult terrain all of a sudden? Is that why I only have 10 feet of movement?
Click the hiker. For some reason, that's enabled automatically.
Where do I click that?
It's on the left hand side, the bar.
Oh, you're right. What, you guys? Do you need me to deal with that one zombie?
No,
help out?
Probably not.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I'll just, in advance of whatever trouble is there, start moving north. So yeah.
I am a dead fish out here.
It's 20, and I can move 25, so it's fine.
Yay.
Is
Okay,
that it
that's
for
my
your
turn.
movement? Alright.
Yes.
Then there's this one punch zombie next to stunned Ash.
I know what I did.
You know what you did. Yeah, so you're a sitting duck. This one's gonna take the opportunity to wail on you a little. Stabby, stabby. Hwah!
You also should be flat-footed.
I don't think that would
Sorry.
hit anyway.
It still missed
It
me.
wouldn't have.
For sneak attack purposes.
Wah, and I'll attack again.
There it goes.
That hits you.
Ooh. Can I nimble dodge that?
Actually, yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a
Flat,
miss
because
then.
of flat-footed, I don't think nimble dodge would help. Because flat-footed isn't on, and that's -2. Nimble dodge is +2, so it would
And
just
I
hit
also have an
still.
extra -1 from rage. Because I have 2 -1s from rage.
Yeah, so yeah, you're fine. It would have missed you, I think. No, yeah, it's
Mhm.
fine. You're fine. You're good.
Okay.
That's its turn. All right, Doc, you're up.
Alright. So, yeah. There's something in there. Okay. Oh, I might as well
Maybe
kill the zombie
racing.
right here. He's just gonna... Oh, actually, first I'll roll performance. In case that will affect any movement I want to do this turn. I succeed. Wow.
Oh, yeah,
Oh my
that's a
goodness.
success.
No longer flat-footed. Okay. And I will devise this zombie in front of me.
Okey-doke.
Hopefully. Yeah, I'm pretty sure
That
that
is a
hits.
success. Yep.
Okay. Oh yeah, so I've also done my recall knowledge, which is fine.
We already
Freaking
figured out
sick.
the thing that we wanted to know, that being the effect.
Yeah. I could, however, part of this turn do a check on it to try and disable it,
Let's see.
since I'm right here still.
I don't think that's enough to do anything to 17. Yeah.
That's part of the free recall knowledge, not the disable check.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'll just go ahead and use my damage to try and kill the zombie.
The old 13.
This is slashing, since my weapon in melee can do any type of physical damage.
Right. So let's see, that's an extra 5, so that is 18.
Yep.
Right. You managed to cut it down with a single stroke.
What the heck is this?
Drew is very glad that he's still plugging his nose right now, so he can't smell.
Mm-hmm. Hey Ash, you need help over there?
You get nothing back.
Ash is raging. He's
angry.
angry.
Okay, I want to attempt to check to try and disable this orb.
Okay, that is an occult check. Your DC is 21.
I have
Not
hero
enough.
points.
Oh,
better.
that is a success. Alright. So, Doc, using your esoteric knowledge of the occult, you fiddle around with the, I guess, for lack of a better term, the necromancy orb, and you manage to find a way to disrupt the magical energy. And now you guys no longer have to make performance checks in order to move or act. So, if you're flat-footed from the performance checks, go ahead and remove it now.
Nice.
Yeah, so the orb is no longer in effect.
Okay, but can we still do it if we want that +5?
I mean, you can. You can actually hear music now, like actual music.
It's coming from in there.
Yeah.
The
Alright.
music came from inside the house.
So that was 2 actions. Okay.
You have one
Oh,
more.
the girl house.
Third action, just gonna start moving this direction. With my bud.
Right.
And enter. I do not like the look of this thing.
Okie doke. So the music that you hear suddenly gets louder. And let's see, what is it gonna do? Sorry, I want to check something real quick. Okay. Not yet. They won't let me get rid of it. No! Okay, there we go. Okay, so the door opened, and out pops a skeleton with a fiddle.
How is a fiddle playing this song?
You have no idea.
I can hear
it just
Sin.
does.
It's the
And-
bones.
So it'll use one action to move, and it will use. Hang
The
on.
fiddle is simply the somatic and material component used in making sure you can cast Major Illusion.
No, it's a golden fiddle. It's from the devil who was looking for a soul to steal.
Yes, yes.
I was gonna make a joke about that, and now you beat me to it. How could you do this?
Are we in Georgia?
No, we're in Texana. Close
It
enough.
might as well
though.
be.
Yeah.
I mean, Texas, Georgia, same difference.
Hey, going, brother.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell
Okay.
yeah.
So everybody within this emanation, so all of you except for Ash,
And
make
mate.
me and mate, make me a will save, please.
You
All
get
right.
+1 if you're within 10 feet of which no one is anymore. Because
You
it walked
walked
off.
away
I get,
from
I
us.
get +1. Well,
is this a
sucks to
controlled
be
effect?
you, I guess.
Oh, is this a control effect?
Ew, that's not good.
It is auditory, emotion, and mental.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bleh. Okay.
Oh,
Okay, who got?
4 rolls.
Alright, Duncan fails and Doc fails. Alright.
Gotcha. DC 18. Oof.
Let's see, what does this do?
Something funny, I'm hoping.
Okay, for those of
I
you
would
that
choose
fail, you have to spend one action every turn to dance.
Oof.
Yeah.
You know, not too bad. Not
Well,
too bad,
well-
honestly, for me.
Yeah, you have to spend one action dancing each turn, so long as it's sustained by this guy. The rest of you, you cannot use move actions, or you can't use actions with the move trait except to dance, which is, you know, your stride.
So wait, success means
So
spend one
success,
action.
success means you have to, if you move, you have to dance. Otherwise, you can't move at all. But
Okay.
for those of you that fail, you have to spend one action every turn dancing.
Okay.
Yeah. And Cumaenos, you're completely unaffected and you are immune.
this man don't dance.
Yeah.
This man ain't got no rhythm.
Cause he ain't got rhythm.
Now, no, he ain't got rhythm.
Alright, so that's his turn.
Cool. Crew gets jump scared by the fucking random music and is going to accidental shot.
Go ahead.
Shoot.
So I'm just gonna roll 2 attacks. Still within bless, thankfully.
Ooh.
Okay, gonna
Big-
roll
big
again in
crit.
case I crit. Okay, and I also roll damage twice and just take the higher one. Okay, not you. Neat.
Yes. One higher.
We enjoy those. We enjoy those +1s.
Mm-hmm.
We sure do.
Let's see.
That's 10 bludgeoning technically, if it matters,
10 bludgeoning.
or
Oh.
piercing, yeah, depending on how resistances and weaknesses
You're
play
gonna
out.
want bludgeoning.
Yeah, it's automatically bludgeoning if it's
Yeah.
better.
Okay, so that's 10. Yeah, so it'll apply resistance, but hang on, no. Okay.
Right. And for my last action, command mate, who is going to first action. This is 25 feet. It's counting for difficult terrain. Okay. And second action.
That is a
Ugh.
miss.
He just kicks the skeleton just does a kick with the leg that a mate was about to ram into. That is me.
Alright, Cumaenos, your turn.
Very good. It's my turn. I'm going to look at the individual playing the music. I'm going to do one of these. I will cast Disrupt Undead upon it.
Ooh, okay, that is a DC 20 fort save. Alright.
Yes.
That
does pass.
It passes.
He'll take half
Then I will-
damage. But it's a basic save.
And then I will spend... I can modify this anyway. I will spend my remaining action to increase the aura of Bless by 5 feet. That will be my turn.
We don't have any very handy arcane casters, do we?
No,
We-
unfortunately.
Cumaenos
I'm
is
your
our only
budget arcane
caster.
caster.
I can clear
I
Does
also
our
have a
budget
little
arcane-
bit. I have a
does our
little
budget-
bit of arcane casting.
Do you happen to have a silence spell in there, sir?
No.
Sad.
What do you use?
What are you doing?
That'll be my turn. So I will modify this during other people's turn. Fine.
Alright,
Oh,
Ash,
hi.
you're up.
You only get one action this turn.
I guess I hit thing. No, I don't.
No.
I guess I use hero point. There you
Oh,
go.
there
Crit.
you go.
That's a
Critical.
crit.
26.
You slice that thing in half.
Now I
Congra-
rest.
He's
My
also
work here is
fatigued.
your job's done. Just like collapse onto the floor.
He's fatigued now. Oh no.
Still have my rage up. I'll be fatigued later.
Alright,
Lying on the ground, very upset about it.
Alright, Duncan, you're up.
I must use an action to dance.
Yes, you must
Can I
dance.
do literally anything else?
Did you succeed on your check or you failed? No, you failed.
No.
Yeah,
I failed.
yeah, so no, you must spend one action dancing.
Okay, can I use another one literally making this 5-foot step?
Yeah, you can.
You only spend one action dancing.
Yeah, no, that's fine. And then I'll use my final action to attack without a power attack. Because I only have one left.
Do the bonk.
Bonk.
Thumping the skelly over the head. In the rib cage. Wherever the axe fits, it will go. Wherever the axe does not fit, it will make way. And I get a 23.
That's a hit. Also, please describe to me what Duncan dancing looks like.
That's a tough one. That is a tough one. That is an extremely tough one. And I'm so unprepared for this that I'm just not going to answer that. I apologize.
It just looks very awkward.
Presumably, yes. Well, he has a decent charisma bonus, I guess. But yeah, no. I will have to owe you a response someday. For now, though,
There you go.
at 19 damage minus whatever resistance I'm sure skeletons have to slashing.
Alright. Managed to knock it a little bit. But it continues playing.
How could this happen to us?
Alright, Doc, your turn.
He's dancing.
Yeah. You feel too, so Doc has to dance.
So how does the dock dancing look?
You know, I don't have a question for this either. I don't have an answer for this either, okay?
Man, you guys suck. I hate you.
Look,
I'm gonna go with Smooth Criminal.
You've been shook by
I'm just-
smooth
I'm
Look
just-
up,
criminal.
look up. Okay, you know what, Phoe? Look up any fucking video of Michael Jackson and his Thriller, and there you go.
There you go. That's the moves.
I also imagine somebody trying to and failing to do the Carlton or something, just swinging their arms back and forth.
Nice.
alright, let's be extremely cringy and do all the Fortnite dance moves.
Yes.
Oh god.
No,
Somebody has
that's
to
what
do-
Crew would be doing had he failed.
Orange Justice.
Orange Justice.
Default dance on the skeleton's grave.
Yes.
The Cumaenos is the one that canonically is just refusing to dance.
It's
No.
like, it's like you
Fuck
dance.
that.
No.
Crew's just doing like small moves with his legs, nothing that like affects his aim, but
Alright, anyways. Back to the matter at hand. I technically have one action left after I do a device and yeah. After I do device spell strike, I technically have one action left, so I can use that to dance.
I think your first
Hmm.
action has to be to
If-
dance.
Yeah.
Okay, turn.
Anyways, I'll strike the man in here with a device. You know, that hits.
Ooh.
Bark, bark.
And let's hear a lot of
Yes.
barking.
Like, I'll turn off my microphone for a bit. It's fine.
Barking.
Woof. Woof.
Oof, bark,
There's
bark.
this lady who's honestly too small to have a dog like this. Just kind of walk around going, "Can you shut up?" And the dog does not seem to care whatever she's saying. Somehow.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
Yeah, Doc, damage?
No, dog. It's very different.
Doc!
Wow.
You forgot your recall knowledge, DG.
Yeah, true. I need to do that.
Because this is a new enemy.
What? Okay, I recall knowledge to a new
Trash has
enemy.
risen.
24.
21.
I
21.
think that's,
24.
technically it's a religion check, but that makes it. So
They're
yeah.
both the same.
Yeah, what would you like to know?
Hmm.
Although,
Good
actually, hang on.
question.
I'll show you its ability, so...
Yeah.
Tell me his name.
What is his birthday?
What is his birthday? Is he a Gemini?
What's his biggest insecurity?
Is he a smooth criminal?
Alright.
Jackson Michael.
So you can
Alright.
identify one of those things.
Well, probably killing this turn, so, you know what? Destructive Finale. I want to see what that does. Just for the funny. You know, that's a lot of damage. Okay.
Hey, yo.
Alright,
I require dance with that to be up, but it probably is. If I had to guess, the spend an action dancing is dance with death.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So, Phoe.
Yes.
Doc. He's doing his little dance, but then, while doing so, he strikes the zombie right, or the little guy right in the ribcage while dancing, and with Betray's help, he does a little bit of a, yeah.
Ooh. What is that? Ooh, okay. That is a reflex save. Okay.
10-foot burst.
I
There's
do
a way to
it.
put the burst that it only hits the skeleton, so it's fine.
Yeah, you can just place the burst.
Yeah, but still. I don't know how to do all this. I just read the spell and saw it does bludgeoning damage. I'm like, there's something useful against this guy. And plus, I never used the spell before.
That is a 10-foot radius. Pretty sure 10-foot burst is like a 10-foot square.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, you're hitting him, so it's half damage, I think, right?
Yes. Plus whatever damage I do from my normal tackles.
Oh, no, it is like that.
So yeah, basically what he does is that he's dancing and then he suddenly, like out of nowhere in the groove, strikes the skeleton right in the rib cage with his little poly tool, and Drake casts a spell that throws a tombstone directly into its rib cage as well.
Hey, no
Yeah.
disrespecting the dead.
Yeah, so Doc, when you do that, the skeleton just gets obliterated and explodes in a shower of bone. And this encounter is over. Flashy, flashy.
Flashy, flashy.
Also, because like you described that really awesome, I'm gonna give you an extra hero point for that because it was very
Thank
cool.
you.
That was very cool.
Nice.
All right.
I had it in my mind. I was trying to figure out a good way to say it.
Now there we go. Okay, you guys are free to move around as you please.
Oh,
If- Hey, Phoe, I have a very important question.
Uh-huh.
Was Trey dancing?
No, he's dead. So,
But they were dead too, and they were dancing.
He specifically said that it didn't affect the dancing, Dad. Trey
Well,
was still affected by the spell.
I mean, if he's floating around, you can't tell whether or not he's dancing.
There's a
True.
rhythmic
Slide
bob.
to the
You can
left.
rhythmic- you can
Slide to the
rhythmically
right.
bob.
Crisscross.
Anyways, just all one though. Okay, we can continue.
Crew's just going to step around the dead bodies. You okay over there, Ash?
He's not gonna answer you.
He's doing his floor thing again. Don't worry about him.
No, he's going to pick up like all the objects that were left behind and just put them back in the ground. Rebearing that shit.
Oh yeah, that is something we should be
Duncan
doing.
mutters the standard issue fighter line that magic is some bullshit. Straight up.
You know, if you think about it, that's really messed up. All this stuff.
Tampering with the dead, yes.
Well, more so about how they're like dancing. Who does that?
I mean,
Someone who listens to too much heavy metal and then decides that this is probably a good way to go about your business for the rest of your death, apparently.
no, I'm pretty sure Coin's still alive. I mean, it's obvious him. It's obviously him that like did this, right?
I know, but he definitely made the dead go through this nonsense, though.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Regardless, I think we have more than enough incentive to have a grievance with him at this point, regardless.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Is the tombstone smashed, or is it like just broken a little bit?
Which tombstone? The one that
Trey
Doc threw?
picked up?
Trey
Yeah.
did.
The tombstone of Wyatt Earp fame.
It's kind of cracked down the middle, but otherwise still largely in one piece.
I'll pick it up and stick it back in the ground.
You know how heavy those things are. Roll me
Yup.
athletics, please.
A good one. My athletics check. That. Mhm. 19.
That's enough. It
Mhm.
takes you a bit, and it's really difficult because, you know, Ash, you're not exactly big or muscly, so
Mhm.
you're just
Damn.
kind of struggling to move the tombstone across the ground.
The
But you
disrespect.
manage. You manage. And you manage to stick it back into what you assume to be its proper place and sit it upright. Nothing amiss here. Just a little worse for wear, but otherwise fine.
At the very least, I am happy that we were able to resolve this issue. Having this place like this, so close to the farmstead, would likely prove to be an issue in the coming days.
Yeah, I think we've dealt with the biggest problem around here, but there's still 2 other locations that have been seeing problems lately. So there's probably gonna be more of this mess.
The other 2 might also prove to be a little bit more difficult to actually resolve without attracting attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially considering, well, these things aren't this thing isn't exactly quiet. Who holds its gun?
Although it does actually bring up a thought. Do we happen to still have the orb that was being part of the source of this issue?
I think
Yeah,
you're
it's-
still holding it.
It's right here.
Wait, so you never took it? You were just fucking around with it as it was in my hand the whole time?
You were holding it.
I presume someone would have been like, hey, can I
Give me
have
that.
this so I can fuck with it? But no, he's just holding it like,
You looked distracted at the time.
so never mind, he doesn't say that because he's holding it.
Listen, there were bigger priorities than grabbing the orb, like fucking around with the orb.
So, he will say, looking down at the orb in his hand. Although thinking
No,
about it,
you do not look down at orbs. You ponder them.
Ponder orb.
Yes.
Well, I'm pondering something to do with the orb, but I suppose that is accurate.
Yeah.
But I would say that now that we actually do have some physical evidence of the tampering going on with grave sites, we can probably try and locate any clergy within the town and actually present this to them.
There aren't many, though.
It's better than none, especially if it is going to be a problem in the coming days. Additionally, if they do know that someone is tampering with the dead in the city, they could probably actually send out a communication for additional aid.
That'd be
I don't know
wise.
the exact procedures.
Yeah, so what are the exact procedures for this kind of stuff?
What, for dealing with undead, or like...
If somebody's being a fucker and they're intentionally making undead and shit.
Like, what would the clergies of, like, the town or, like, surrounding areas do if that's the case?
Alright, so in Sunshell, you have kind of a central hub for the local clerics. So there's clerics in town, a decent number, but how do I explain this? When it comes to undead stuff and fucking around with that sort of thing, that's mainly the domain of ferryman clerics and clerics of Marzanabor, who are both death gods. So Marzanabor is the god who oversees the afterlife, and the ferryman's the one that oversees the deliverance of souls to the afterlife, and any lost souls that happen to be lingering around. So usually they're out and about, the clerics of those 2 orders are out and about kind of making sure, things are hunky-dory, or, that's their job. But because, undead aren't really all that common in the south, they're usually sent out dealing with, the occasional case that pops up, or in particular with Sunshell, dealing with any, air quotes, leaks that arise when it comes to the Vale. So they're busy this time of year. So they're gonna be around, but finding one that's available would be difficult because they're gonna be short-staffed and all over the place. So that's usually the procedure. You can inform somebody at the headquarters for the clerics, and they'll get the message out and try to find somebody to fix stuff.
Better than none.
I'm gonna have a lot to tell that agent.
So we're dancing, right?
You're dancing?
I wasn't. I don't dance.
Neither do I.
I'm sure you could dance if you wanted to.
I'd rather leave my friends behind.
What the fuck?
That's a good reference.
Thank you for continuing with the reference, by the way.
Nice.
It's in
nice.
character.
It is. Clearly.
Yeah, now what the fuck was in character? Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure that Nate's just healed to full with that.
Anyways, it's really late at night, so I think we should probably do this tomorrow and get back to the safe house for now.
It's...
I would agree with you.
Is it just 6:30 right now?
Well, the sun was setting when we got here. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
It is
'cause
early
the
evening.
clock in the bottom left says 6:30. But I'm
Yeah,
assuming
so
that's not exactly accurate right now.
Well, no, it is 6:30. It's evening. Like the sun's gone down at this point.
It's like fall and stuff, right? So
Oh,
it
yeah.
Yeah,
gets
it's
dark
autumn.
early.
It gets dark
Yeah.
early.
Yeah, I'd rather not stay around here for too much longer.
You mean you don't want to go to this train station and have undead party to Electric Boogaloo?
I'm leaving.
Let's just go.
I think he's made our choice for us.
All right, Ash.
Just,
So
Holding mate.
as you start heading towards the entrance of the graveyard, you hear. Actually, perception check, please.
Can I scout?
Sure. Scouting alert's fine.
I have one more.
One more
Yep.
hero point. There we
22.
go.
Okay, that works. Alright, Ash. Even though you're tired and battered, you hear music on the air, kind of drifting through the night air. But it's different from what you were hearing in the graveyard. It sounds like really quiet fiddle music or violin music. And in the darkness, you see two figures wandering up the road. And you see these two.
Oh.
Do I want to interact with them? That's the only way out.
Yeah, they are guarding the entrance.
No, they're just wandering around, actually, the outside. And, you see Lyra, playing her violin. And the blonde-haired one seems to be watching her back, I guess?
Is everybody coming?
Yeah, we're walking along.
Okay.
I just didn't know if you were going to interact or anything first.
Wait, what? Is that who I think it is?
And as
You
you
know
guys
these people?
approach, as you guys approach and pass through the gate,
Hey.
the blonde one glances over, seems to take a ready stance as if to attack, but then she recognizes Ash and Doc at first. Like, oh, didn't think I'd see you guys out here. What are you doing here?
Dealing with dead things.
A situation arose.
Drinking a juice box.
He's drinking a juice box.
He's drinking a juice box.
I am drinking a juice box, yes.
It's apple juice.
She lifts an eyebrow. Okay, I guess you guys heard the music too, right?
Yes, we came here because of that. And, dead things.
Well,
Lots and lots of dead things.
yes.
Temporarily undead things, too.
Lyra's still standing there, just playing her violin, and it's not that she doesn't notice you, she seems to be ignoring you for the moment. And for those of you who are more magically inclined, or, you know, are magically knowledgeable, you can tell it's bardic music that she's playing.
Hmm.
She's playing kind of a soothing, almost mournful melody.
Okay, am I able to roll to tell what it is?
You can try. That would be Arcana. Or, no, wait, hang on. She's a bard, so that would be Occult.
Occult? Okay.
Yeah.
Occultism.
I think I know. I think I know, guys.
I think you know a guy. Let's see, what is she doing? She
now
is
question.
actually doing, she's actually doing a counter performance. So it would be, hang on, I'll show you what it does.
Counter performance definitely would have been useful for this fight.
Yeah, she's just playing her violin and doing what you know to be a counter performance, Doc, which is a special type of bardic magic to combat any auditory effects, whether they're musical or not. And yeah,
Alright.
she doesn't talk to you. She's still kind of absorbed in playing. And Desiree is the one that does all the talking. Well, it's a good thing you guys came along. My family owns a ranch further down the road, and on my way back here a couple of nights, I've seen and heard weird things. So I thought we'd come by to check it out. And she nods somewhere further away. The rest of the team's here too, just somewhere else scouting. But if you guys had the situation taken care of, well, it takes care of the problem for us.
Yeah.
For now, at the very least.
Stares at you expectantly, eyes wide, and kind of an energetic look on her face. So, did you guys find anything?
Looks at Cumaenos.
Yes.
Oh yeah?
Does not elaborate.
Who's clearly holding an orb.
Yeah, he has one hand juice box, other hand orb.
Yes.
Desiree is practically bouncing up and down on the balls of her feet, almost excited. So, you're gonna spill the beans, huh?
I don't have beans, I have a juice box.
Okay, I'll explain it.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I guess I'll explain it. I don't think it hurts to say this, but yeah. They're a necromantic orb of some kind that's been placed in this graveyard. We found one.
Just above table, just make sure the orb was like a focus for a ritual, but it wasn't the source of the ritual, right? Found that out last session.
Well, I'm trying to think of how to describe it, since you guys rolled some pretty good occultism checks on it. I mean, yeah, it's both the source and a focus. Since it can actually radiate its effect. But from what you can tell, it seems experimental. Like somebody was playing around with how to do a particular thing.
Alright.
You can figure it out later with more occultism checks, and I can explain. But for now, that's all you know.
Okay. Yeah, we found a necromantic orb that's tampering with the undead seals around here. And weirdly enough, it was playing music.
At this point, Lyra actually chooses to speak up, but she still continues playing her violin, like bowing the strings with slow, deliberate strokes. That's why I'm here. We've heard from people living nearby that they've heard music at night. And if anyone is unfortunate enough to be on the road traveling, some people have said they've heard or seen ghosts and ghouls wandering the roads. Oh, if something musical is going on here, at least magically, I can take care of it.
I can see that since you're doing that counter performance.
Ah, a good eye.
That would have been very useful for what we were dealing with. Believe
Like-
me.
Just like mutters to himself, yeah, like if you got here like even a minute ago, that would have been really useful.
Desiree stares at all of you and pouts. Hey, we would have been here sooner if we hadn't had to deal with all the other things around here outside. She glares that way.
Oh, you encounter more?
Oh yeah, there are a lot of them. It's kind of annoying, actually.
Well,
We just thought we'd come by here and mop up, see if anything was happening. I'm gonna scout things out some more, but well, you guys have taken care of it, so less work for us.
yeah, how long do you think you guys are going to be out here?
A while. I mean, you guys need any help or anything, or
We were thinking about heading back since we've dealt with the source, basically. And yeah, we're really tired.
Ideally, anything remaining at this point would just be whatever would be present on a regular basis this time of year.
Lyra nods. Well, if you gentlemen need to rest, we can take things from here. And she glances at Desiree. Contact the others. Let's finish things off here. See if there's any more lying around. Then, they both nod at you and start heading this way. Lyra's still playing as she goes.
Thanks.
Waves.
Yeah, crew waves, and this whole time Mate's still just been like metronoming.
Yeah, and as they walk
It's almost
away,
as though like a song is stuck in Mate's head.
and as they walk away, Desiree just smiles brightly and waves back at you guys, going bye. And then they take off and disappear into the darkness.
Is it odd that I was reminded of that raven?
I'm reminded of that raven.
Why is that?
She makes a lot of noise.
Eh.
I don't know what that raven sounds like.
Has anyone told you
it
you're a bit
sounded
of
a
a
little-
grump?
It sounded a little bit like quack.
It goes more
Right.
like whack, whack, whack. Alright, what would you guys like to do now?
Do you guys want to stop by anywhere?
As we're going back, I would like to ponder this orb, try to figure out more about it.
Are you going to take it out of my hand this time?
Yeah, no, Cruz just. Would you mind if I took a look at that? I want to see if there's like anything, if I can like figure out anything that could help us. You know, next time that we have to fucking
Yes, I
take
am.
care of stuff like this.
If you do not need to convince me, I am fine with you taking the orb.
Right. Sorry. Take orb in one hand, orb in the other. One orb is 50 pounds. The other has necromantic energy. You do not win.
You versus the orb she tells you not to worry about.
Mhm.
Or moment.
Oh,
So yeah,
alright.
as we're walking, I'm just going to attempt to ponder this orb.
Okay. So if you're gonna analyze it a little bit, that would be an occultism check. Your DC is 21.
Is there any chance I could get clued in by the doc?
Sure.
Actually, yeah.
Okay, I'm
I'll
just
give you that
gonna-
+1.
Doc in. I'm going to hero point this with my last
But
hero
why
point.
though?
But why?
That is a
Much better.
success.
And I'm going to use my let me look at its name, because that's only a success. I'm going to use my reversal of fortune to increase the degree of success by 1, making that a crit success.
Ew, okay. Alright.
I will happily take the cosmic misfortune.
Alright. Okay. So, crew. While you guys are
Let me actually ping this in the chat for the viewers at home.
Yeah. Oh, it's been a while since you've used this. Alright.
Yeah,
So
it's a
crew.
once a day thing. It's not many days pass.
Alright, so crew. While you guys are walking back to, I guess, wherever you guys are headed, wherever you parked the car last,
Where would I put the car?
you spend the time analyzing this orb that you guys dug up. Well, not really dug up, but found in the graveyard. And it seethes with necromantic energy. It seems like it's, well, at first, only part of a ritual. To not only raise undead, but also command them to an extent. And the orb itself acts as an amplifier for certain spells. But the way it's been, I guess, constructed, it also can store spells, usually a single one, and kind of act as... how do I describe it? Kind of as like its own independent node, so that it can cast the spells on like a routine. So they're programmed with particular spells, and can cast them at will, even without the caster needing to sustain them, so to speak.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now my question is, how do I use this? How do I get rid of the spell that's currently in there? Replace it with one that could benefit us. Because it may be a timed spell, but for stuff like simple example, alarm, just always being able to set up an alarm at X time.
This dude.
Alright, so for this one, even though it's imbued with necromancy, it's actually tuned to specific types of spells. And this one in particular is attuned to bardic spells. Yeah, so things like inspire courage, inspire defense. What else? What else is there?
Would it be specifically like bard focus spells, or would it be like spells on the occult list?
Bard focus spells, and I think, hang on.
I love pondering orbs. Through the orb collector.
I will say, for this particular one, bardic focus spells. Or no,
Okay.
wait. Actually, no, I think it would be anything on the occult list because, like, the effect that it had was actually the effect that it had was actually a downgraded version of uncontrollable dance, which is a spell level 8. Normally, I downgraded it.
Yeah, I would hope so if it's an 8th level spell.
But yeah, so it would be primarily occult spells, but with a bardic focus. So hang on.
Ooh.
Okay. Hmm.
I think that one's an occult, or is it arcane?
Or it's our cult.
Oh, it's arcane and occult. Okay. Yeah. So, I'd say it'd be mainly occult spells with a more kind of bardic lean. And then also bardic focus spells. So, it's very, very specific.
Very specific, but still. Well, I suppose the first thing that should be done at least is, can I like remove the spell that stop it from casting the spell that's currently in there?
It's already inactive. Doc already took care of that.
Oh, okay. So that I wasn't sure if that was like a permanent deactivation or just a temporary one.
Right. As far as you know, right now it's permanent until
Okay. Well,
you decide to turn it back on.
oh, okay. All right.
But
Okay.
basically,
Another question.
what it does in mechanical terms, whatever spell is on it, it will automatically cast it every single round. So it will not. So, you know, somebody who has bardic spells, normally you have to sustain them. You have to spend an action to sustain. This removes that. It'll, like, you just place it down somewhere or have it held, and it'll just automatically cast it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Another question.
Yeah.
How do I make it so that the orb differentiates allies from enemies?
That would
Because,
require...
yeah, you know, like inspire courage that only affects allies.
Yeah, so that will require some more tinkering. Your magical crafting.
Good thing I have that.
Yeah. But I will tell you that the DC will be a little high because you don't have occult spells, so you'd need to have a bard or somebody with some bardic knowledge to help you out.
Luckily, we know some.
Okay, she just walked away.
She just walked away.
I mean, this would be during the walk back, so she's long gone by now.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Another time.
bards encompass a bunch of different things. There's like the musical kind, and then there's like the oratory kind, who, you know, which are more focused on speaking, or like the dancer kind, which are more actual performance.
And then there's the stabby kind with warrior muse.
Yeah, you do know of an orator bard. You've not met him, but you know he is one, and that would be Langhorn Clemens. He is the more oratory bard. So it doesn't perform music or anything. It's more like a public speaking kind of thing, or telling stories.
One that works in the magic shop.
Whereas like Lyra is the musical kind.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That is definitely something to note down. If at all possible, do you have like an item description for the orb, or should I just put down orb in my inventory for now?
Put down dance orb.
I think it has a name. Hang on. Let's see. So, the orb is actually called a magical amp, so I'll type that in for you.
Amp doesn't speak.
And that's amp as in amplifier, not like the
Mhm.
psychic amps.
Yeah,
Amp as
I
in
made
like
that.
a
I made that joke last session.
yeah.
Okay, so cast and interact cell every round.
And right now the spell that's on there is a downgraded version of Uncontrollable Dance. That's exactly what I used.
Uncontrollable dance. To inscribe a spell, it must be on the occult spell list / a bard focus spell. And also make sure the spell has a bardy feel to it.
So yeah, Uncontrollable Dance would be one of those concordant
Something
choir.
like Teeth to Terror probably wouldn't be a bardy feels kind of
No,
spell.
it'd be stuff like concordant choir, blistering invective, biting words, like like all of those things, kind of like that. So most of them have, I think, like an auditory component to them. So like a lot of them will have auditory components, or
Oh
do
god,
things like play music or stuff
oh
like
god,
that.
what if I managed to get the orb inside of Mate, making Mate an actual a magical speaker?
That'd be a good idea, actually. Oh, you know.
I wonder if it could work as like a kind of magical battery for him. I'm gonna need to spend a lot of time looking through the occult spell list.
Yeah, because the number of spells that you can use for it is very, very narrow. So yeah, you can't just pick any occult spell. It has to be very specific ones. But
Wait,
bardic
the
focus
whole
spells
time
are
as
included.
the whole time as we're walking, Crew's just sort of like muttering. All of the information we learned, Crew's like muttering to himself as we're walking.
Anyways, we could probably head back to the tavern real quick.
Grab a bit of a snack.
A little snack.
Also, Ash is fatigued right now, so
Yeah.
Ash
something
would
to
be
keep in mind.
fatigued.
Ash is fatigued. So saloon then? That's where you guys are
Saloon.
Mhm.
I want to go to the saloon.
headed.
Mhm.
So I have to change the people that are in here again.
Fatigue. Where's that?
Anyways, you guys can do whatever you want for now while I'm trying to figure out who's here.
Yeah. The whole time they're walking back, Ash is just gonna be staring off straight into the distance.
Are you feeling quite alright? You seem to be even more reserved than normal.
No.
Well, if you're not alright, what's going on?
All this pissing me off.
By the way, the dead that are being treated by our adversary in this scenario.
Mhm.
I will agree it is rather disrespectful. It seems as though you do have some level of personal attachment with the concept.
There are certain things that happen in the past.
Such as,
I don't think I'd like to share.
You don't have to, however, personally speaking, I have found it to be helpful to not solely share a burden. We are, in fact, all dealing with this situation at hand. It does seem as though the way that this is playing out is impacting you more than the rest of us, at least on an individual basis.
It's more like guilt than, responsibility.
I can understand guilt, to be sure. But the longer you let it sit and fester and just remain inside your own mind and nowhere else, the more it will rot. In my personal experience, anyway. Beyond that, though, you are not obligated to talk about it if you do not wish.
Sounds good. So I won't.
And with that, Cumaenos has nothing more to say. He is walking along.
Alright, I have the saloon set up now. So yeah, after a while, you guys find yourselves back at the familiar setting of the saloon. And it's about 7 p.m., so it's pretty busy in here right now. What day is it, actually? Hey, checking calendar.
Oh, there's somebody.
Is that a... Oh, I thought it was a pickle. It's a cactus.
Oh yeah, you weren't here when we first saw
Oh,
the
there's.
pickle
Oh,
and the
I
cactus.
didn't even notice
Oh,
Lilith.
hey, what
my
the?
gosh.
Wait a minute, what? What the hell?
There's Lilith.
Let me
Don't you
switch
know
these.
about that most delicious of Texanan delicacies? These people make pickled cacti.
I think pickled cactus is a thing.
Oh God.
They put a poncho on him.
It's not a pickle though. He's a fucking
It
cactus.
is a cactus. I see that now. But when I just saw the token, I'm like, what the hell? Turning himself into a pickle. Funniest shit I ever done seen.
Mhm.
Okay, you guys are free to do whatever you want.
Going.
The interior of the saloon is bustling. It's really busy in here. It's a Thunder's Day night.
I'm gonna see her and I'm gonna ignore. Going on.
Ignored.
Crew is too engrossed by the orb to notice anyone. I don't know how long the walk is, but he's fucking pondering right now. Just the whole time muttering.
Alright, what are you guys doing right now?
I am at the bar.
You're at the bar.
What's on TV right now?
So what's on TV right now? Okay, so I'll address that first, before we address this. Anyway, Ash, you stare up at the TV, and it's the daily news, weather report, but the main headline right now is big industrial fire from earlier that day. And according to the reports, yes, there was indeed a fatality. You don't recognize the name, but you kind of instinctively know that it's the mine boss. And according to the reports, almost an entire city block in the industrial district is like burned to the ground. But the firefighters have managed to get it under control. And according to the news reports, they are warning errants to stay away from the area, at least for the time being, until safety can be assured. Because structures in the area are burnt out husks, essentially, so definitely not safe to go walking around.
Sounds like a point of interest for me. Other than that, he'll just be listening around for anything interesting.
You guys, as you're standing there and, as soon as you walked in, you notice, a rather familiar figure, although it's kind of hard to tell from behind, but you notice the pale purple skin and the leathery wings and the spaded tail. And Trey immediately goes, "Oh fuck, I'm gonna go," and goes invisible.
Going ghost.
And you guys recognize Lilith. She has her back to you, and she's just sitting at the bar, idly flirting with the bartender. And then she doesn't even look at you, Cumaenos, when you sit down.
Damn.
But she knows you're there. She's just idly sitting there sipping what looks to be some kind of mixed drink. Very fancy. Well. Seems you managed to get out all right. Nice to see you again.
Likewise, we do certainly have a way of pulling through the thick of things, I imagine. Seems as though you and your associate have been busy, from my understanding.
Oh, you mean Mr. Tall, Dark, and Handsome?
Something to that effect, yes.
Oh yes, he's been very, very busy. Seems to be causing quite a stir, so I've heard. She smiles cheekily and swirls her drink around in her glass.
I've heard much to the same effect.
Indeed.
So is that something of interest to you as well, or is that simply an interest of his?
A little bit of column A and a little bit of column B. Apparently he's been doing this sort of thing for years, long before he ended up here in Sheridan. I think what happened in the labs just spurred him on further.
He did certainly have a bit of a reputation, yes.
He does, or are we talking about me?
Well, he does more than you. I haven't heard of you prior, and I haven't heard of you very much since. So.
He smiles. Oh yes, apparently he's always had a bit of a reputation. Something of a brute, but it's to be expected. I have to say I'm a little disappointed. I expected a little more intrigue regarding him, but things are shaping up to be very intriguing indeed.
What exactly about it have you found intriguing in that case?
Oh, just family drama, apparently. And revenge to an extent. Justice seeker. But one man's justice is another man's revenge, and sometimes they're one and the same.
Well, I wouldn't have personal familiarity, but from what I have heard, sometimes all you do need for family is a bit of a heart-to-heart.
Oh, he hasn't told you anything, has he?
He hasn't actually looked at her this entire time. He's just been kind of sitting there, like staring forward and contemplating getting a drink himself. At this point, he actually does look over, and you can feel the deadpan behind his mask. No one here talks about anything.
Yes, I've noticed. Your group is very secretive. And For the sake of transparency, I suppose, I'll let you in on a little secret. For free, just this once. While Oliver was with your group, I did ask him to probe a little about the rest of you. For my own personal interest, of course. And for the sake of having him make a few more friends. Connections make life more interesting, don't you think? But I digress. He did ask around a little bit, and unfortunately didn't stick around long enough to find out much.
I would imagine finding out much amongst this group is in fact a very difficult endeavor, yes.
It really is, and quite disappointing. Would have been far more fun if he stuck around a little longer, but Oliver is quite headstrong and he will do as he will. With a little bit of my prodding, of course, for certain things. But he generates a fair bit of interest on his own, so I'm content to sit back and watch for the time being.
Very well. What are your interests in town here at this point for yourself in that case? I imagine you're not here just for the giggles of it.
Oh, on the contrary, I am here for largely entertainment purposes, but business too. No one says that they can't lie in the same direction. But I'm always on the lookout for interesting information and, of course, secrets. People in places like these tend to have a lot.
Something to that effect, anyway. Outside of that, I don't know if there would be too much else I'd really wish to inquire about. Part of me does, in fact, wish to also have a drink.
Oh, are you much of a drinker?
Not very commonly. However, in the coming days, it might be helpful to have at least a bit of a stress relief.
She actually turns her head to stare at you now. And there's a slight smirk on her face, and her eyes narrowed. Well then, if you're up for a drink, allow me to buy one for you. Anything you like. Anything top shelf included.
How generous. I think I'll simply have an old-fashioned.
Bartender, old-fashioned right here, please. And she flashes the bartender a wink. And goes about making your drink, Cumaenos, and slides it across the bar to you.
With that, he begins sipping at his beverage.
Does he put like the juice box straw in there?
Yes.
Excellent. And as you're drinking, Lilith goes back to sipping her drink and flutters her wings behind her and stretches them. Now then, I hope you haven't forgotten the matter we discussed back in the labs. Or do you not have any interest in that any longer? It's only been a few days, but I'm wondering if you still want that information.
I do certainly do have the interest in it currently, yes. It's something I do wish to pursue. However, as of the current moment, there is a grander concern with personal longevity. If that's resolved in the coming days, then that is something I would wish to pursue. I don't know how long you're going to be in town, regardless.
I'll be around, but do tell, what is this situation that you speak of? Perhaps I've heard of it.
Well, you were kind enough to purchase me a drink, so I'll let you know about this at the very least. Our recent escapades involving the facility that we're in have garnered us additional attention of an unsavory degree.
Oh, unsavory, Do you know what kind?
To an effect, yes. I can't happen to say to know all of the details, but we have learned some, yes.
Sits there staring at you, Cumaenos. And one second. Alright. She's gonna cast mind reading on you. So that's a
Duly noted.
DC 26 will save, please.
Mm,
I don't think you'd make it.
Just how obvious is all the spell casting?
you know what?
Oh.
I'm gonna re-roll this. Do it again.
Hi,
Mhm.
how obvious is it that people are casting spells out here in public?
Nope.
Oh boy, okay,
Wow.
let's see.
Oof.
That is in fact even worse. The only worse option out of all of the options was that one.
Let's see.
What are the chances? I say knowing
Alright,
the chances.
how much information would you say that she's able to glean from you just from doing the mind reading? Like, what is Cumaenos thinking about at this moment?
I'm gonna still ask, how obvious is spellcasting? Can we
She's
tell
a-
something's going on?
She's a demon. She's too high of a level for you to tell.
No, but literally, if it has the components for it, verbal, somatic, what have you, we can
Might
tell.
not be able to know what the spell is, but like the components are still
Yes.
visible.
Yes.
There's actually none of those things for mind reading.
Okay.
Oh,
Fine.
I'm guessing special like innate mind
No,
reading.
that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, you can't tell that she's doing anything.
Getting
The main
into
thing,
his mask, that's probably it.
the main thing that he's actually like thinking about primarily is, if anything, he's actively thinking about avoiding saying anything that gives her information for free. That's the biggest thing that is on his mind currently. Although there would probably be at least the undertone of like the understanding that there's something going on with like the undead and stuff, considering that was a recent event that they just dealt with.
Okay, alright, so like the vague...
But he does seem to be actively, she would know he's actively considering how to not say things to give away more information than he intends.
Alright, okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, it's okay. No, I'm thinking. So Lilith will polish off her drink and stare at you sidelong as she rests her hand in her chin, or her chin in her hand. Tough nut to crack, I see. Well, of course, information isn't free. Is there anything you'd like to know or trade?
Well, outside of the previous topic that we discussed, that would be my primary interest. However, if you do wish to know more about the current topic that I've been referring to, I suppose we could make a bit of an exchange in that regard, letting you know more about it and then confirm whether or not there is any information that's helpful that you do possess for us resolving the issue of us having shortened longevity due to it.
So, at this point, DG, has Doc told anybody how Lilith's deals work? Okay. I think you're muted.
DG
is possible.
said that he was not feeling. Typed in the Foundry
true.
chat that he's not feeling that great, so
Oh.
he's gonna be quiet.
I think I remember him saying, I don't know if it was in character or not, that we shouldn't tell her things that we don't want to forget.
Yeah, I feel like Doc would have said this because he found it out while going through Trey's spellbook. So I'm gonna repeat this in case people forgot. So the way Lilith's deals work, oh, it's okay, DG. Yeah, so the way Lilith's deals work is she trades a secret for a secret, unless like you arrange some kind of other deal. But the secret that you trade to her, you forget. So
Yeah.
you have to be very, very careful about that. So that's how it works. And Trey kind of managed it by having by leaking secrets to underlings and then having them tell her. That's how he figured it out. So, yeah. Something to think about if Cumaenos is aware of how her deals work.
It's true.
Yeah. Alright then. Well, I am in interested in this situation that you're involved in, and I'm willing to trade you anything you like outside of our previous deal.
Well, they are in fact separate scenarios, to be sure.
Mm-hmm. And since I'm the one asking for something, you get to dictate the terms.
I don't tend to be a broker with one determining the terms very often. You'll have to excuse me. In which case, I would say of this much. If you are able to provide us the information as to a specific individual who wishes us harm, details of abilities, location, etc., if you are able to determine and provide that, I would explain more about what has been going on that we've recently uncovered, up to and including the goings-ons from tonight.
Well, considering I've been stuck underground for 2 months, I don't know a lot about what's gone on in town in that time. Anything before, yes, I might know. And perhaps a little bit about organizational structures of certain players in the game, so to speak. I know a lot. I've been around. I talk to people, other demons. The fair bit I know about.
Understandable. In which case, I may have to come back to you
Of course.
in the
of
near
course.
future.
Of course, of course. If you need to contact me. And she smiles and flicks her wrist and produces a silver foiled purple business card, which she slides slyly across the counter to you.
I'll keep it in mind.
Interestingly, it does not have a number on it, just an emblem. Anytime you want to talk, just think of me and I'll find you.
A wonderful concept, to be sure. Outside of that, I do appreciate you for both your time and the drink this evening.
Of course, of course. Always happy to do business. And as for the other matter, our original deal, I do have a bit of a lead for you. A couple, actually. Depends on whatever your code of ethics happens to be.
It certainly depends on who's involved in the scenario, I will admit.
Well, in regards to what information I have, I'll let you know what your options are for free. You have a couple of different avenues that you can take. If you want to stay on the goody-goody path, well, you can always go to the Order of Nemestrea, the goddess of justice and vengeance. They tend to know a little bit about your sort of situation or what you're trying to achieve. Interesting lot, very varied stories. But if you'd rather stay on the straight and narrow, or not so straight and narrow sometimes, that's one avenue you can take. Of course, there's the more infernal type of dealings. I know a few people that might be able to help. But, again, their aid comes with a price. But as long as you're willing to pay, they can do anything.
Things do tend to happen to come with a price, yes. So would those be the two options that you would be aware of?
For now.
Well, I appreciate your transparency in regards to that, then.
Indeed. If you ever do come to a decision on what route you'd like to take, let me know.
Well, we will be in touch in which case.
Of course. I look forward to hearing from you.
Quite. Well, I will bid you a good evening, and I hope you enjoy your bartender flirting.
Good evening. I'll see you around. And she turns her attention back to the bartender and orders herself another drink. All right. What would you, the rest of you, like to do right now?
I'm gonna marinate my feelings.
You know what I'm
Marinate.
probably. You know what I'm probably looking at.
Yeah, I know who you're looking at. The familiar face over there in the back corner.
Is it time?
Oh, he's over there. Yeah.
You know exactly who I'm looking at.
Is it time?
Time.
Is it?
What time? What? No.
No, I'm in the chair.
Alright, so.
Okay, over here.
Guys,
Yeah. Phoe's definitely gotten into the point where it's just like, by this point he probably hasn't eaten for like a good few hours, but like half a day by now, but he just doesn't even notice. He's too busy trying to figure out everything about the orb. Like thinking of ways he could use it. Like he has like a good few just he has notes being typed up on his phone. Mate's like making a few recordings. He's writing down notes on books.
Alright.
Phoe is just all in right now.
Okie doke.
Nerding out.
Nerding out. Alright, DJ, how are you feeling? Because I know what you're probably going to do, but if you're not feeling well, we can call it a little early today and pick it up next time.
No, I think I can do it.
You sure? Alright.
I just don't know how I'd handle it.
Throw yourself
you
in there
look
to find out.
you look exactly like the person you made the deal with, so
Yeah. Okay, first off, I'll say this. I'm looking at him. Does he see me?
Hmm. So, he's sitting in the corner over here, doing
Yes.
the people watching that Ash kind of tends to do. It's the same kind of gaze. And, And as he's sweeping his gaze across the saloon floor, his eyes stop at the entrance and, of course, notice you. And you can see his expression change instantly to one of disbelief. Trey over here, after Lilith has kind of done her stuff, manifests again and stares in that direction where Will is sitting.
Looks like he's here.
Yeah, that's definitely him. I wonder how long he's been coming here for since the accident.
The accident. Ominous.
How long was he in there again? Like 3 months?
2
months.
months.
2
Yeah.
months.
Alright. I think the way I want to try and handle this is, Okay, how brain wouldn't want to work. Feel sick.
It's okay.
Okay. I was thinking about Doc possibly trying to, like, look at him, and when he sees him, Doc tries to, wave him over, I guess. Like, signaling, like, hey, if we want to talk about things, let's go outside.
Alright. Trey will actually glance at you and go, that's not the signal.
Not the signal.
It's not the right one. Anyway, yeah, not that it matters anyway, because Will will actually finish drinking whatever he was drinking, and it looks like a glass of whiskey or something, and he'll actually start making his way over.
I also want Ash to come with me.
Do you want me to come with you?
Do you want to grab some of the hard drives that like Crew's been holding on to?
Yeah, the drives, yeah.
Do you want me to go directly or not be noticed?
Probably not be noticed.
Okay.
You just sit out here.
And Will eyes all of you as he passes by. And you guys can also see Lilith glancing over her shoulder.
Mate waves.
Ash is gonna walk over here to this table and just teleport
He's
up to the
gonna
window.
you'll be like, hey, Waylon.
But I can't. So we'll go the long way. But he did in fact do that.
Crew just looks up from his notes, seeing Oh, wait, where'd they go?
Once you're outside, Will places a hand on his hip, presumably close to wherever he keeps his firearm.
Yeah.
Got some nerve showing up here after all this time.
Yes, I know.
Now tell them this town ain't big enough for the both of us.
It's big enough for the two of us.
Way to get yourself shot.
So actually, here's something. Is Doc pretending to be Trey right now, or no?
I'm trying to think because I'm having trouble thinking about this. It's fine. Like, my plan was to bring him out, like, looking like him, and then when in a good spot, and when he's like lower his guard, reveal the beans. That's my plan.
I am actually going to have him roll a sense.
That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, he knows something's up. Alright, Doc, you see Will squint at you from underneath the brim of his hat, and you see his hands, his body language change beneath the poncho, and he looks like he's getting ready to draw a weapon at any given moment. Now tell me, who the hell are you?
I would have figured you would see through it. Alright. Let's just say... Do you happen to have... Oh, actually, no. I won't do that yet. Okay. And my brain doesn't want to work. Okay.
How do you look like him? I know you ain't him. Talk.
Let's just say I am from Facility 15.
Will's eyebrows perk up at that. Ah, so you're from there. But that don't explain why you look the way you do.
I met him,
Ate him even.
and I have a peculiar ability.
Go on.
I have the ability to copy other people's appearances. And okay, I'm having trouble explaining this, so my head doesn't feel good.
It's okay. You can
Are you sure that you
can
want to do this right now?
Yeah, DJ, are you sure you want to do this right now? We can
Probably
do-
not. No, I'm not thinking well.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's all right. We're coming up on 3 hours anyway, so we can
Mhm.
we can pick this up next time.
So like your
but-
thoughts.
Yeah, so you can think about it next time because you're not doing too well. I don't want to force you.
My head
So-
does not feel good.
Before we end session for today, is there anything else anyone else wants to do before we close it out?
Yes. Did they have a drink in here?
What did who have a drink?
Them.
The guys near the window?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. There's
How was it?
drinks.
Can I roll a stealth
Thievery?
check?
Thievery. Yeah, to steal
Yeah.
a drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Jesus Christ.
15.
No.
No.
But let's see. Who has who has So this will
I
be
love-
again.
I
This will
have
be
coins right here.
this will be against your what's it? A deception DC.
Mhm.
Is your DC above 22?
Jesus.
My deception?
Yeah, deception.
Let me see.
Or what's your stealth DC actually?
My stealth is 10. My
20.
plus
Plus
10.
10.
And what's your deception DC?
Deception. What's that?
It's your charisma's not high.
Yeah, 6 plus 6.
That's 16. Okay. Yeah. No. When you try to take the drink from the table, what was it? Waylon will stare at you. I'm sorry. What are you doing?
This one.
Yeah.
This would have been before.
Yeah.
So he would just leave it and go to the window.
All right. Anything else anyone would like to do for today?
There's some stuff I'll look to purchase, but that would be done during the day.
I'm
Alright.
gonna ask what the hell that conversation with that demon lady was, because
You don't know she's a demon. She looks like a tiefling.
I'm gonna ask what that conversation was anyway, because apparently I'm not just suspicious, I'm also wildly racist.
Okay. That's
Yeah,
her
keep-
nationality right there. It's supposed to be racist.
To which the inquiry will be responded to by Cumaenos with, that is someone that assisted us with absconding from our previous situation that was rather life-threatening.
I see.
I also have additional business with her to resolve at a later date, but that's of a personal matter.
I suppose you are just thoroughly thankful then that she managed to help you get out of such a predicament.
Well, it was transactional, to be fair. So it was not especially done out of goodwill or anything of that nature. So I suppose there is some positive feelings in that regard. However, there are, in fact, a variety of means for want of negative ones as well.
You don't sound all that enthusiastic somehow.
Not very enthusiastic about much, but yes, you are correct. The business that I do have to deal with her is not exactly of a very pleasant nature, I will admit.
Duncan nods a bit, not looking all that impressed somehow. Right, well. Is this going to come back and bite us terribly?
Possibly, but that's more based upon her relationship with our previous companion.
Then would you tell me how it may in fact do so I don't have to worry about any of this, or at least know what it is I may have to prepare for?
The only thing that I would mention is that she does in fact have an arrangement, a deal of sorts, with our previous companion who you've been informed of. Of which I believe she does have some form of mental influence over him to an extent at the very least. He was acting rather strange.
Right. This is all extremely cryptic, you know?
I'm speaking to you extremely plainly. I believe that she has made a deal with him and has mental influence over him. I don't know how else to say that unless...
Alright. There. Fair enough. Duncan rubs at his face a bit. I suppose I'll just have to hope that it will go well enough then.
Well, unfortunately, I don't know what else to really inform you of the situation, because I do not know of his current whereabouts. We are, as a group, relatively familiar with the fact that he is active, going about and causing turmoil and mischief, as it were.
Duncan scratches at his stubble a bit, but nods all the same. Fair enough.
Indeed. Is there anything else in particular that you would like to know? I don't know what you would find relevant or not.
Not that I can think of just about right now.
Very well. If something does come up, feel free to ask. I wouldn't
do.
describe myself as an open book, but I am certainly open to conversation.
That's fine by me, sure.
Indeed. Would you care for a drink? I could get something for you from the bar if you would like.
Duncan's already drinking, presumably. That's fine. He's way ahead of you.
Guys, I've had a rough night and it's only like 8 p.m.
It's only like, yeah, it's
I
like
don't know what you're
7, 8
talking
o'clock
about.
or
Phoe
whatever.
is having a great time right now.
Oh, I'm having a great time.
Alright, I think this is a good place for us to stop for now. And
Sure.
I have some news for you guys.
What? No.
You guys are level 5 now. Woo!
What?
Yeah.
Why
not?
I thought there was gonna be like one more session before that.
Level 5! Level 5!
Level 5.
You mean I'm not stuck at 69 420 XP?
Yeah, shiny new level. Yep.
Wow. Oh my goodness, we're level 5.
So
I
this
get
is where...
I got so many fucking skill increases.
Yeah, this is
This
where you get
level.
your next big power jump. I actually had it intended for a different moment, but because you guys did the graveyard stuff, I'm giving it to you now. Because,
Hit the graveyard shift.
you want to know what's funny about that encounter? It was actually rated extreme.
Really?
Yeah. Or I think, hang on, let me see what I would have been rated at, because I only had 3 each of the zombies before, and then I added like 4. Actually, no, still severe. Yeah, no, you guys are fine. Never mind.
It's
How many,
only a severe encounter. Easy, no problem.
How many zombies would have spawned? Like, were they just a constant thing?
So yeah,
we-
they would have kept spawning every round if you didn't manage to disable the thing. It was either you used occultism to disable it or you break it.
Okay.
And also, I didn't intend for it to actually be an item. I figured you'd just destroy it. But okay, no, that's
That would
exists
have.
now.
That was the intention initially, and then I realized, hey, wait a minute. I
Wait
can
a
fuck around
second.
with this.
But I hope you remember what it does because that's gonna be important later.
It casts the spell inscribed in it every round, once per
Mhm.
round.
Yeah.
Which, let me tell you, I already have a list of just bard focus spells. That would be fucking busted.
Putting some into charisma
So,
now.
I will
because-
tell you right now, trying to break the DM's game right away is a very good way of your toys being taken away from you.
Oh, I'm not trying to break anything. The busted ones are like a 7th level cantrip, so
Yeah.
I'm not gonna even try for them. But it's just, it would be funny if, okay, it would be funny like, let's see here, one of the ones, oh yeah, Soothing Ballad, just cool. Every round, we get 78 HP.
I will say though, because none of you are bards or have occult casting ability, it might be something you will have to pick up a trick magic item for. Because if I let you use it just willy-nilly, it could become broken very, very quickly because it's like a buffer damaging spell every round that you don't have to focus an action on casting. So
Pretty
I gotta give you a little bit of a trade-off for that. So you'll probably someone will have to probably pick up trick magic item for it.
And also
That's
enemies to
entirely
break
fine.
it.
Just watch someone multi-class into Bard right here.
I mean, totally
Yeah,
possible. It's a
It
charisma
would
class.
it would have to wait until at least next level to pick up Bard dedication.
Sorry,
But-
I don't dance.
Don't dance.
But yeah, you guys are level 5, so you can pick all of like your level 5 stuff. Yeah, you can just do that directly on your sheet. So I think you
And
get like ancestry feats. I think there's some new class things.
I get expertise in my weapon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Level 5, +1 to AC.
Yeah, you guys get the armor runes now, so your AC is higher. Yay.
Creative
Yeah.
performance, that gives me trained in deception and performance. If I'm already trained in performance, so I get a free one instead.
Also, since
Oh,
you're
yeah,
level
this-
5, that is 3rd level spells. Yay, which is more like Cumaenos' thing, so that's a big jump.
Yo.
I forgot, this is the level I make myself expert in performance, so my YouTube videos are even better now.
Ooh.
I've learned to lie, and I've learned to pray.
I think also some of you get weapon crit specializations at level 5. Ash already has it because he's a ruffian rogue, and they get that at 1.
Yeah, and fighters definitely get them at level 5.
Yeah, fighters get them at level 5 unless they go archery, in which case I think they get them at like level 2 or something. Hey, you
I
guys
think
get fun stuff.
Inventor only gets crit weapon specialization if they're a weapon innovation.
Yeah.
My dear,
But yes.
thank you very much for hosting.
Yeah, thank you guys for playing today. I hope you had
Thank
fun.
you.
And yeah, just as a heads up, because the arc villain right now is a barbarian, and I've been playing a lot of Crypt of the Necrodancer, expect
Oh.
more of this kind of stuff.
I can't believe
At
that
least
we're
for this
I can't believe that we're gonna have to actually take our actions in rhythm to a song playing in the background.
Not necessarily, but I will say that you are probably going to be making performance checks, and I know you're terrible at them, except for crew. But
We could get
I'm
help with
expert
those
in
from the bards.
performance.
I will
Can
say
I make the argument because I got the nat 20 on the will save?
Yeah.
That Cumaenos just has a +1 buff of I don't dance.
I don't. You know what?
Naturally, no.
I'd allow it just for that because that was funny. But yeah, no, I
Dance.
like
No.
even though the party is not very good at performance checks, I will tell you that even though the party is bad at it, I will provide you ways of mitigating it a little bit so the drawbacks aren't as nasty.
I'm
Like, one
honestly
of them-
surprised that none of us crit failed that.
Like one of the ways to get help would be to get help from Team Siren with their bards.
Yeah, I can actually tell you all of Team Siren, which is the ladies that usually hang out here, and the one dude. They are all trained in performance, and Lyra is a bard.
Nice.
So if we spent downtime getting help from them, we could probably get a bonus.
Yeah, I'd allow you to get like a status bonus from them.
Hey, can you teach us how to dance, please?
A little bit, yeah. They can teach you how to dance a little, or at least how to pick up a beat. But yeah, no.
Funny.
Yeah, you're not gonna be SOL. Just, yeah, be aware that, I didn't have to tell you that there's gonna be a lot of performance checks coming, but, you know, considering what I'm into right now, yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's gonna be a thing. And
I feel like that's probably one of
the
those things.
Necrodancer.
Math checks out.
I have 3 lores now. Yippee.